the good stuff now. Here's what we danced to. We'd clear away some of those empty chairs there, we'd have enough for dancing.
All right.
There's a little tune called Clancy's Favourite. It's a jig for those of you who want to know.
He's not from around here.
St. Patrick's Day in Ireland used to be a very, very staid affair. It was mostly religious in its focus. And they did have a parade in the, I suppose, Dublin, Limerick, Cork, Galway, the major cities. And Irish people at the time was shuffled along, embarrassed by the whole thing. And the people watching the parade just felt a great degree of sympathy for them. It was a very unusual affair. And then American marching bands started taking an interest in coming over, and their exuberance just showed us how it should be done. And nowadays, we march, and the pubs used to be closed. And at the time, the only place you could get a drink would be in the Royal Dublin Society had a dog show. And for some reason, it had a license. So a lot of people took an interest in the canine world on St. Patrick's Day, including a great Dubliner called Brendan Behan, who remarked at the bar, "I wouldn't bring a dog into this place," he said. Other people would go venture up to Belfast. I mean, you really have to be thirsty, wouldn't you? I'm sure St. Patrick looked very disapprovingly at all that. St. Patrick, I've read articles in the papers, as you will, coming up to St. Patrick's Day, and various writers write with great assurance. They have his birthplace, the name of his father and mother. I think this information about him is so scant that it leaves a lot of room for making up stuff. We do know, for instance, his father's name was Calpurnius, which is a male name, Calpurnia being a woman's name. And we know that he was captured by a fellow called Niall of the Nine Hostages. And we know that Niall of the Nine Hostages has his genetic signature in between 8 and 9% of the Irish people. So we know what he was up to. And I mean, he isn't identified by name, but we've learned that a major character in that time has this signature and the genetic code of people. So it was Niall. He was a progenitor of the O'Neill family, and the O'Neills claim to be the oldest aristocratic family. We call them the arse of crockery in Ireland. The most long-lasting aristocratic in the world. Now, I don't know, the chrysanthemum throne in Japan is pretty old, and there's a few other ones, but there is an O'Neill, and he still represents the O'Neill family as the O'Neill. He lives in Spain, which is where a lot of these old chieftains ended up, in Spain and France and Austria and so on. Anyway, I sing a song about St. Patrick. Most of the songs about St. Patrick are hymns and religious hymns and so forth. This is one written by a famous a favourite of mine, a fellow called Zosimus. He took the name of an early pope. His name was Michael Moran. He was a child in Dublin who got measles and subsequently went blind. And then he turned his talents to ballad making. And boy, did he write some ballads. He wrote biblical songs and topical songs and sang in the streets of Dublin, sold his broadsheets for a penny apiece. There's a great song about the finding of Moses, and it goes, and he'd get bored with the main story, and he'd drag the scenery of the Dublin area into it. For instance, he goes, in Egypt's land contagious to the Nile, and the Pharaoh's daughter went to bathe in style. She took her dip and she came unto the land, and to dry her owl royal pelt, she ran along the strand. But then a bulrush tripped her, whereupon she saw a little babby in a wad of straw. She took it to the Pharaoh, said he, in accents mild and grand, thundering, Jesus Christ almighty girl, where did you get the child? Oh yeah, woman, I'd search every nook, from the Phoenix Park down to Donnybrook. And if I catch the little basket's father, I'll chase him from the Nile back onto the River Dodder. And that's how he dealt with the finding of Moses. And here's his treatment of poor old St. Patrick, in which he has him chasing women, gambling, smoking and drinking. It's called Yes, Oh Dear is Right. Saints just want to have fun. I'm going to do, was it a Rubio on this here? Here we go. This is called St. Patrick Was a Gentleman. St. Patrick was a gentleman, he gave of decent people. Sure, he built a church in Dublin town and wanted put the steeple. His father was a Gallagher, his mother was a Grady. His aunt was Anne O'Shaughnessy, his uncle was a Brady. Though Wicklow hills are very high, so's the hill of Ulster. There's a hill much higher, still much higher, Clog and Walter. On the top of that high hill, St. Patrick preached a sermon, drove the frogs into the bogs and banished all the vermin. Down at the mile of parents, I would flip the fire and mustard. For there he put his deer for 14 murdered them and clustered. The holes and pop, the frogs are slop, and paced into the water. Snakes committed suicide to save themselves from slaughter. 900,000 vipers blew Jordan's sweetest courses, turning them to kill the blue and Susie's second courses. Find them crawling in the grass, disgusted all the nation. Down to hell with a holy spell, he changed their situation. It's a wonder now, the Irish lads, they are so free and frisky. Sure, St. Patrick taught us that as well as making whiskey. It's a wonder the saint himself could understand the skillin'. His mother kept a sheep, he chopped it down and then the skillin'. Oh, were I but as fortunate as to be back in Ulster, I'll be bound from the ground and never more at Munster. There's St. Patrick planted turf, cabbages and praties, pigs galore, gromish store on for lads and ladies. Here's the old St. Paddy's fist, was a saint so clever. He gave the snakes and told a twist, and he banished them forever.